Today starts Women's History Month, and I'm going to start with a favorite of mine, Miss Martha Matilda Harper. And I love her not only because she got the last name Harper, but because she was a hairdresser that, believe it or not, unlike everybody thinks, it wasn't the McDonald's who invented the first franchise. It was Miss Martha Matilda Harper. So let's learn about her. Martha was born September 10th, 1857. And by the time she was 7 years old, her dad sent her to be a servant to some relatives in Canada. She did that for 22 years till she finally saved enough money, left that job, moved to the United States from Canada, and became servant to a physician. This physician took science very seriously and taught her all about keeping the hair and scalp clean and healthy, and had a hair tonic that he had people use as well. While she was a servant for this physician, she took notes and came up with her own tonic because she didn't believe that the stuff that was on the shelves was very healthy for people at all. So she began making this, and it became what made her famous today and famous then. When she left the physician's house, she took this tonic and she started trying to sell it to people. Well, she was a very savvy woman. So what she did at that time, hairstylists, or whatever form they came in, would go to people's homes. They would go to the homes of the wealthy because not everybody could do that. And there was no such thing as salons that people would come to. Well, Miss Martha Matilda Harper was smart, and she found that there was a music school where all of the rich folks in Rochester, New York, took their children to get music lessons. Well, there was no lobby in this music school. She rented out a spot next to it, made a place where she could shampoo people's hair and fix their hair for them and use their tonic and give them a moment to relax while their little ones were getting music lessons. Well, this became very popular, and more people started coming to her instead of her going to the very rich and wealthy, which was the norm in those days. This became so popular that Miss Martha Matilda Harper opened a second salon, and then a third, and more, and was the first franchise owner. She also invented the sink as we know it today in salons, but unfortunately did not patent that design, and it was taken and patented by a man. But she made it anyway, and everybody knew that. He just happened to patent it. But she started opening franchises, and at the height of her business, where she was using the Harper method, she had 500 salons. She would take other servants who had been poor as she was. She taught them her method, taught them how to run a business, and helped other women as well. Help other women have their own business when it wasn't done, run their own business the way they wanted on their hours, and they could take care of themselves. Yay, Miss Martha. At the height of it, there were 500 of them, and the last one, I think, closed in 2004. She died a month before her 93rd birthday in 1950. But the very first day of Women's History Month, let's salute Miss Martha Matilda Harper, a hairstylist and the first person to own a franchise. A woman in the 1900s, first business person to open franchises. She had people like Susan B. Anthony, Jacqueline Kennedy, Rose Kennedy, Joseph P. Kennedy, and a couple of the president's wives come to her and use her method. I'm going to include some pictures at the end of this so you can see her. But let's start this month off saluting Miss Martha Matilda Harper.